Hey y'all, it's me Michelle from Dornor Consulting and Pearls of Wisdom and Power podcast on YouTube and Clubhouse. And I wanted to share a thought that I was sitting here having, right? And y'all know I love to share my knowledge. I get a kick out of that. That's my currency, right, for doing it. And so I used to say things like, oh, it's not about the money. And even though I am good on money, we shouldn't really say it's not about the money, because everything has some form of currency, right? And so no matter what you are doing, if you are providing a service or whatever it is that you're doing something in service, right? It is spiritual law for you to reap what you sow, right? So if you're planting something, doing something, our actions are seeds, and then we get a harvest from the things that we do. So it's actually spiritual law for you to get something back for the service that you give out, right? And there's not just green money or cash money that's currency. Currency comes in so many forms. You can have emotional currency, right? Social currency, political currency, right? Corporate currency, right? Where you have a lot of networks and connections, right? So currency is not just money. Currency can be so many. I could list a whole bunch of stuff, but I'm not going to do that right now, because I just came here to give y'all something to just think about. The next time that somebody tells you that it's not about the money, be careful, because it's always about currency. It's always about return on investment. Only a wise investor will invest where they're going to get a good return, right? Why will you invest somewhere where you're not getting a return on what you're doing? That is unwise and not being a good steward of your time and other people's time, right? So I just wanted to say that, like, you know, there's people that are like, oh, it's not about the money and I do this for free and blah, blah, blah. And while that may be true, you'll do it for free. You're still getting some kind of currency, even if it's emotional currency, where you feel good about yourself because you're helping people. That is a form of currency. And that is a form of payment from the universe for you serving the collective, right? And so, and your blessings and currency may not even come from the people you're giving it to. It may come from somebody else. And it's only right in spiritual law that you receive from what you sow, right? And law of correspondence, what's above must be below, right? So there's no way that you're going to be giving out and you just don't want anything back. You're actually denying spiritual law and how the cosmos work, right? And I'm especially talking to my woke people, because some of our leaders be manipulating the mess out of us and doing all kinds of witchcraft, right? Saying one thing and then doing another, right? Not letting the left hand know what the right hand is doing, right? So we got to wake up, woke people. Right? I even put a post up. We gotta wake up, woke people. We claim that we woke and we know, but we do some of the most silliest things, and we just don't do a whole lot of critical thinking. You know, you don't see no company going, oh, it's not about the money. Come and buy your product from us, right? No, they don't do that. They market, they sell, and they say, here, we're selling you this, and this is why you need it. And we just need to be upfront people, instead of trying to hide behind goodwill and we're doing this just because it's the right thing to do. Even the people that do things for the right reasons are doing it because there's a certain fulfillment that they get inside from doing right and being a law-abiding person. They don't feel good when they're not abiding the law and doing what's right and being just. So even they're getting a clear conscience, which is a form of currency, out of what they are doing. I'm just trying to explain to y'all that currency is not just money, that we get all kinds of currency in this life, right? And that there's nothing wrong with you getting something for whatever it is that you're doing, whether it's helping your family, whether it's helping friends, whether it's out there, like I have a podcast. Yeah, I do the podcast for free, but you better believe I'm getting currency out of that. I'm getting social currency because I'm getting to meet people, and I'm also getting, sometimes if people tip me, I get monetary currency, right? And then besides that, I also feel good when I do my podcast and I'm sharing my knowledge. It makes me feel good inside, and I feel accomplished, and I feel a sense of purpose, right? So even we can say, oh, I don't need any money and we're not doing it for anything. That's actually bad to say, because that's against spiritual law. Because whatever has an action, there's an opposite reaction for everything, right? And so we got to stop thinking that we're being these upstanding people because I'm doing this for free and I'm not asking you guys for anything. That doesn't make you moral and upright and upstanding, especially if in your heart of hearts you angry because ain't nobody buying your stuff. Come on now, don't nobody want to talk about that though. We don't want to talk about how we laugh and giggle and say it's okay, and then in our hearts we're cursing people because they're not buying our stuff, because they're not reciprocating. Look, I used to be one of those people, man. I used to talk about how people don't reciprocate, and I used to be upset and all of that, and that's because I was lying to myself, right? Because we all need different forms of currency at different times in our life. And currency is not just about money. Currency can be so many things, right? Relationship currency, intimacy currency, right? When my husband is complimenting me and taking me to dinner and taking me on dates, he's building currency for his relationship. And when he needs to withdraw, there's gonna be currency there because he's built things up, right? So we gotta stop lying to ourselves and telling ourselves that, oh, it's not about the money, it's not about the currency. It always is going to, forevermore will be about currency and some form of return on investment that you're getting from what you are doing. So I hope that y'all have a great day. And speaking about currency, I have a Black Friday special going on right now. I have 2 online events. This is my second year doing the Illuminate Dreams Manifestation Workshop. And so we're going to do it again this year, except the theme is getting down to business. And if you want to come learn how to prepare for the year of the 9 and the year of the snake, and you also want to learn how to use the winter solstice season as your sowing season, so that your seed can blossom in the spring, and have your plans together and your goals together, and actually accomplish something and be able to say 2025 I did something worthwhile, right? Then you need to be at my manifestation workshop on December 13th. The regular price was $50, but I'm running a Black Friday and Cyber Monday special. It's only $25, y'all. So y'all better go get those tickets. Because the price is going back to $50 December 3rd, right? So it's only for Black Friday and Cyber Monday. And so go get them tickets. And then I'm starting a business boot camp because a couple of people said, hey, Michelle, if you have some type of business class, I will definitely come to it. So I thought about it for several months, and now I have business boot camp. So for those of you that were asking to learn business acumen, it is here, right? And this is not about my coaching. This is stuff that I really cannot teach very well in my coaching, as my sessions are only 30 minutes to an hour. So if you really want to learn about business structure, business finance, business branding, business marketing and sales, we're going to spend 8 weeks, 1 hour a week learning those business fundamentals so that you can have a really prosperous business where you are cash flowing like I am in my business. I am really cash flowing. I am not at a negative anymore, right? Because I got my business acumen together. So let me show you how to do that. And if I'm not looking in the camera, please forgive me. I just looked up at the camera. I'm like, where have I been looking at all this time? So I hope y'all enjoyed the message that I was given. Is that I just was sitting here thinking about that. I'm like, wait a minute. That's actually not right for us to say that, because it's universal law for you to get something back for what you give out. I mean, everything does that. Even if you give somebody bad attitude, it's going to come back to you, right? So if you're giving something out in service, then you definitely going to receive something back in service. Somebody's going to turn around and serve you. So all of this good Samaritan act that we put on, that, oh, I'm just doing this because I'm such a good person and I care about you people and I love you people. No, you love yourself, and you love how it makes you feel to help others and to serve. I know I do. I love it. I love the feeling I get from serving people, from helping people, the high that I get, right? That dopamine and serotonin and that oxytocin, all them good cocktail of neurotransmitters, right? Flooding through my system makes me feel good, right? And so I enjoy the work that I do. And if you're not enjoying the work that you do, then you really got to start asking yourself some questions. Because we think that, oh, I'm just doing this for a good reason. No, even good people, even law-abiding people do it for a reason, because they don't want to feel bad, because they don't want the guilt, they don't want to get in trouble, they're afraid of the risk. There's all kind of reasons why. It's not just because they're good, law-abiding people. There is something kind of currency that they want, right? And I'm trying to get this through to y'all, that our behaviors are driven by our emotions. We don't do things just to do them. You get a thought, and then that thought makes you feel a certain way, and then that feeling makes you take action. So when you really begin to understand that, you have to know that people don't do things just because. There was something that happened before they even took the action. They had a thought, they had a feeling, and it made them do a certain thing. You guys have to understand that this stuff is on a deep subconscious level, and that nobody is out here just being this wonderful, happy-go-lucky good person. There is something going on internally, mentally, subconsciously, that makes them feel a certain way, and then those feelings makes them behave in a certain way. So once you begin to understand that, then we can come away from this false humility and this fake stuff where we say it's not about the money, but then behind closed scene we're mad because nobody's giving us money. And don't tell me that I wasn't the only one, because I know there's plenty of people like that behind the scenes they really are upset because what they want is money, right? And so they go and say, oh, I don't want no money, everything's good, everything. And then when they have a product or service and you guys don't buy it, they are mad, but they ain't gonna tell you, right? They just gonna keep that to themselves and talk about you in private. So anyway, yeah, let's cut that out. Let's not take that into 2025. It's not about the money. There's currency for everything. And the cosmos is always going to pay somebody back in return, right? So if the universe is paying people back, then who are we to say that I don't want anything back? That's against spiritual law, right? So I'm going to go ahead and leave off with this. And I hope that y'all have a great weekend. And if I don't talk to you again, I hope that you enjoy whatever you celebrate. Just celebrate knowing that you're with people you love, hopefully with friends and family. And I will see you all. My show is going to be back, Pearls of Wisdom and Power Podcast on YouTube and Clubhouse. I will be back December 3rd will be my next show, and I changed my time to 6 p.m. in the evening. So I had to do that for business reasons, because I didn't want to give up my show, right? And also I can't stop my business because that pays my bills, right? So I had to move the show. So it's going to be at night instead of in the morning. So hopefully more people can come and join. But thank y'all for listening to me for these almost 15 minutes. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your evening. Bye, y'all.